Well, it was time to take a trip up to Bangkok. My primary reason was getting a letter from my embassy for my visa extension so I can continue to live my beachside lifestyle. Also wanted to get a bunch of electronic parts, which I will show you in another video. I wanted to see some electric cars, and I wanted to meet up with an internet friend. So, multiple birds with one stone. Unfortunately, this is my taxi driver for one of my trips. The guy is watching a video and playing with his phone at the same time in traffic while we're driving. Beware traffic in Bangkok. My first stop was at ShareNovation, which is a holding company that imports Tesla cars from Hong Kong. You might have heard of them from Tesla Bjorn's YouTube video, and I've put the link above. He got to visit their service center. I didn't get to see that, but I did get to see their retail establishment they have out front, which is associated with this Ducati dealership. The man who helped me was Panupop Buasup. Even though he was quite sick that day, he was very helpful. And they have a Tesla Model X on display for the low price of 9 million baht, and a Tesla high-power wall charger comes with the car. They also had a BYD E6 SUV on display from a company in China that Warren Buffett has invested in. It's quite a nice little car, good features, long range, and a pretty affordable price at just under 2 million baht. They have a pretty sophisticated wall charging system, as you can see here, that tracks everything you want to know. They also have several electric scooters on display. This one is a kind of a Vespa style, and then they have one that's a little more of a modern style. Very good prices and great mobility. In the afternoon, I went to the EV Expo, which is a small electric car show buried in the middle of a mobile phone convention, which was just madness, and I had to fight my way through the crowds. There was a BMW on display, a hybrid, I assume, so we don't care about that. ShareNovation brought a Tesla Model X and a nice little charging box, and also a more complicated charging box from eAnywhere that has a companion app that shows you where all the charging stations are in your area. They brought two BYD E6s, including this one with the hood up, and we can see the nice engineering with the power electronics, DC to DC converter. Looks like it's liquid cooled, quite nice under the hood. And for specifications, it's really quite good. 80 kilowatt hour pack, which is right up there with the Teslas, 400 kilometer range or 250 miles. And at 1.89 million baht, that's about $59,000 US, which is a really good value considering the import taxes that are put on vehicles coming here into Thailand. Next up, we have the stuff of legend, the Hyundai Ioniq, car that's been talked about for years but never seen. And there's something up with this because it says it has a 28 kilowatt hour pack from the best I can tell, but a range of 360 kilometers or 225 miles. That doesn't make any sense. With that kind of pack, that's only a third of the size of the E6. So it should be somewhere around 120, 150 kilometers of range. And priced at around 2 million baht, it's still in the same price range, about $60,000. So I just don't know what's going on with this car. Next up is the Silicon, which is a little city car. It looks like it's based off a Renault Twizy with hard doors. It's got a maximum of 80 kilometers an hour or 50 miles per hour, 150 kilometer range, and a 13 kilowatt hour pack. So I don't know what the price is, but it's a cute little city car. Next up is a Kia Soul with Menicus and CHAdeMO plugins and a Volvo XC60. This is definitely a hybrid because Volvo hasn't made a pure electric vehicle yet, and when they do, they will go under the name Polestar. So watch out for that. Here we have an ABB charging station, which is exactly the same model as I have in my town with Menicus Type 2, CHAdeMO, and CCS compatibility. Next is a company in Bangkok that makes custom battery packs. They don't make their own cells on site, they import them from China, but they're working on making their own factory. We move into the motorbikes with the Strom company. They have 4 bikes on display: a delivery bike, a Vespa-looking bike, a touring bike, and a sport bike. The one that caught my eye is the Cheetah touring bike. At 189,000 baht, that's about $5,900, which is pretty good for a compact motorcycle these days. It's got quite a powerful 5,000 watt motor, 4.3 kilowatt hour pack, which leads to a top speed of 115 kilometers an hour or 72 miles an hour, which is really fast for a small electric motorcycle. And it'll go 175 kilometers or 110 miles, which is excellent range. So if this bike works out and the build quality is good, I think it's got a good shot here. They also showed off their battery technology with their spot welded packs and modular design and control boards and modules that you can just lift in and out of the bike itself. Well, that's the end of the show. But coming up in June is the next yearly iteration of the convention I went to last year about electric vehicles in Thailand. And it'll be good to check in to see how much progress we've made in the space of a year with government policies, vendors bringing in new cars into the country or building factories to build parts or to build cars locally, changes in policy like really dropping the import tax on vehicles, electric vehicles, which would really help the market out a lot. So I'll check back in with you after I go to that show.